Between the Karstedge and the Adriatic Sea, there is a magical land called Slovenian Istria. On the coast, we can find a scenic small town full of beautiful historical buildings, architecture, and great people. Where you will always be welcomed by the kindness of the local people and fresh, locally sourced cuisine, accompanied with a glass of an excellent wine.
Welcome to Isola, home of the 6th EUSAIR Forum. Prisrčen pozdrav! Welcome to Slovenia!
And to all participants, to all 9 participants from EUSAIR countries and the newly welcome 10th member, we wish mir se vini and dobrodošli, kalos irtate and dobrodojdovte, benvenuti and bienvenue. Welcome.
It would be so much nicer to shake your hands and hug you all here from the Slovenian coast, but we have all experienced how difficult and sometimes impossible became to travel and meet.
So we gather on the shores of our common internet, but there are so many other networks and nets that unite us all along the shores of our common sea. That's what the EUSAIR Forum is all about. From the fishing nets to the safety nets of public health, from the energy and transport networks that connect the region to the human connections that help us to sail through these rough times. So Bernarda, let's say through our opening program.
Thank you, Igor, and thank you all that have joined today. More than 1,000 participants have registered on our platform, a stunning fact that promises lively debate and active panels.
And the 6th EUSAIR Forum actually started yesterday with a virtual market and some side events. By early morning, panelists were already discussing green and smart transportation solutions connecting the region, and the ministers was busy fine-tuning the Isola Declaration.
It's my honor to invite on the stage the mayor of the municipality of Isola, Mr. Danilo Markočić. As is common practice on our coast, he will address you in Slovene language, and Igor will later translate the mayor's messages for you. So, Mr. Mayor, welcome. The floor is yours.
Spoštovani minister, dragi gostje, udeleženci 6. foruma strategije Evropske unije za Jadransko in Jonsko regijo. Posebej vesel bi bil, če bi lahko vseh 1000 gostili v Izoli, saj bi to pomenilo, da smo varno išli iz največje svetovne epidemije. Naša morja so poznala karantene, naše prestolnice so zibelka evropske civilizacije, pa nas še vedno do temeljev pretresa mikroskopski virus. Ravno zato je prav, da se povezujemo, da se učimo drug od drugega in da si pomagamo. Tako pri nas razumemo tudi makroregionalne regije kot pot do boljše skupne prihodnosti. Zato smo ponosni, da ko se je slovensko predsedstvo odločilo, da bo prav Izolski javni zavod za spodbujanje podjetništva in razvojne projekte postal operativna platforma za EUSAIR Facility Point. Dnevno smo bili vpleteni tako v delo slovenskimi ministrstvi, kot številnimi med vami iz vseh 9 držav, kar se je skazalo kot pozitivno že ob septembrskem tednu Sredozemske obale. 6. forum, ki ga danes odpiramo, je nadaljevanje in vrhunec enoletnega sodelovanja. Posebej me veseli, da so ga posvojili občanki in občani vseh generacij. Ni samo umevno ločevati med silnimi evropskimi kraticami, a povem vam, da danes Izolanki in Izolani dobro vedo, kaj je EUSAIR. Povezuje ga z zelenimi jadri, modro rastjo, pametno energijo in trajnostnim turizmom. Tako živimo od nekdaj, zato znamo prepoznati, kdo se resnično zavzema za te vrednote in takšno prihodnost. Prav posebej smo ponosni, da bomo dosežke našega enoletnega predsedovanja in temelji prihodnjega dela zapisani v deklaraciji, ki bo nosila ime Izole. Organizatorjem se zahvaljujem za trud, ki ga zahteva organizacija foruma, vsem udeležencem pa želim obilo uspeha. Srečno in nasvidenje v živo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Markocic, il sindaco del comune di Isola, because Italian is also an official language there. Mr. Markocic started with the greeting of the Speaker of Honor, who will be with us in a very brief time, Mr. Logar, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Slovenia. And furtherly, Mr. Markocic emphasized the heritage of our region and the sea as the cradle of European civilization, where the first quarantines were also introduced. The current challenge of fighting the virus reminds us of the crucial importance of cooperation, learning from each other, and the importance of mutual help. The preparations for the 6th Forum of the EU Strategy for the Adriatic Sea and Ionian region were enthusiastically received by the people of the Isola municipality. This event is a culmination of the year-long activities here. The people of Isola have shared the values promoted by EUSAIR for many generations, and they fully understand the bigger picture of green sails, blue growth, smart energy, and sustainable tourism. They also share the pride that a declaration incorporating the efforts of the Slovenian EUSAIR presidency and setting the future direction of our shared history bears the name of Isola. It is we, the people of the Slovenian coast, who, based on the wisdom of the past and the experience of today, are aware of the fact that no man is an island. After more than a year of living with measures of physical distancing and preventive isolation, we know that we can overcome the future challenges only if we work closely together. And of course, the Mayor wishes all participants a successful forum and hopes to see you soon in person here on the beautiful Slovenian coast and in the charming city of Isola, which he claims is the most beautiful city in the region. He actually didn't say that, but I saw it in his CV. Okay.
Thank you, Igor. Slovenia is active in 3 of 4 EU macro-regional strategies, Alpine, Danube and Adriatic-Ionian. This 6th forum closes the year of Slovenian presidency of EUSAIR. We would now have the opportunity to hear the overview of the key moments of this year by Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Slovenia, Mr. Anže Logar. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Dear colleagues, excellencies, partners and friends, the greatness of macro-regional strategy is that they are open to the future and open to future partners. Let me start with some very concrete proof of such openness. We started our presidency last June with a fresh new member, North Macedonia, and it is clear now that we will end up this year of the Slovenian presidency with another new member. So San Marino, welcome. How can one not be proud on such incredible region, which unites 2 classical pillars of our civilization, Athens and Rome, and which gives equal floor and forum to member states of the European Union and those countries that are on their way to joining. This is the privilege of the sea. The shores are safe, the waves are challenges, the horizons are wide open. What can we say about the year behind us? Historically, it was marked by the most challenging pandemic of the century. It was forced us all to focus even more on our priorities. Green connectivity, enlargement of the European Union, well-connected and economically smart, a socially sensitive and environmentally friendly recovery. It is almost as if our 4 macro-regional Adriatic-Ionian pillars has grown across the borders of our region and gained broader value. It would not be the first time that, because of the incredible climatic conditions, educated and creative citizens and geostrategical position, our shared sea, part of the Mediterranean, has provided safe haven in rough seas. What have we achieved together to be able to look forward with optimism? Our Isola Declaration clearly lists our results, so I dare to select for you only the key ones. We finally succeeded in putting our money where our mouth is by clearly embedding our flagship projects into concrete funding programs. European, regional and national, thus making many of our common projects not only possible, but as well feasible. As part of our EU enlargement agenda, the Presidency initiated a consultation process to assess the relevance of EUSAIR flagship for the economic and investment plan and green agenda for Western Balkans. Our thematic focus, green connectivity, has become a hub issue, not only through all 4 pillars of our strategy, but also beyond that. For example, eco-connectivity has been a source of cooperation with the Danube macro-region through the establishment of blue corridors in shared riverine ecosystems. This proves the importance of coordinating cross-macro-regional strategies. The Presidency facilitated, financially supported and initiated various forms of youth engagement, from climate challenge change in the educational process to entrepreneurial thinking. National competitions for best entrepreneurial ideas took place in all EUSAIR countries. And we'll be awarding the best ideas tomorrow, well, literally tomorrow, on the same stage. And yes, for the first time, we'll be recognizing the efforts of our partners in the development of macro-regional strategies to contribute to the common good by awarding windmills of excellence. Dear colleagues, dear partners, I started with our openness, so let me also conclude with it. In less than 2 months, Slovenia will be presiding over the EU Council. We are teamed with 2 member states, Germany and Portugal, which links our Mediterranean heritage with the horizons of Northern Seas and Atlantic Ocean. What better opportunity to broaden our macro-regional perspective to the European scale? Our best practices can become our common policies. Our local challenges can develop stronger tools to find solutions, and our regional legacies and heritage will once again be presented and hopefully accessible to the whole European family. When you are in the company of such tourist destinations as our members are, our lessons and the openness of our borders and doors will be an important message of a serious, responsible post-COVID recovery. Although I regret that we were unable to gather here in person on the Slovenian coast, I sincerely hope that when our friends from Albania close the next presidency, their presidency, we will be able to feel the fresh breeze of Mediterranean air again and for real. Let us take care of the coasts of our shared sea. Let us work for the common good of our fellow citizens, united in a strong and smart Europe and European Union. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Logar, and good luck with the next Slovenian presidency, what you mentioned that, of the EU Council. One of the important milestones of the Slovenian EUSAIR presidency is the monitoring of this process, which was launched at the EUSAIR Governing Board meeting in March during the week of macro-regional strategies in Brussels. Let us all now hear what the EU Commissioner for Cohesion and Reforms, Madam Elisa Ferreira, has to say to us on this important issue. I would like to kindly remind you that Madam Ferreira comes from Portugal, which currently holds the presidency of the EU Council of the EU. We are going live now to Brussels for the message from Madam Commissioner.
Well, thank you very much. Dear ministers, dear Mayor of Isola, ladies and gentlemen, my special thanks to all of you, and in particular to Minister Angelo Gar. It is really a pleasure for me to address you today, although, as you mentioned, speaking from Brussels, you can imagine how much I miss being physically with you in the beautiful coasts of Slovenia. Anyway, the purpose of our meeting still remains absolutely valid and vibrant, and this is to celebrate and to structure the cooperation between countries and regions around the Adriatic and Ionian Seas. And this today is more important than ever before. I could quote an old proverb which says, if you want to travel fast, go alone. But if you want to travel far, go together. And this is another way of saying somehow what the mayor of Isola just said also, that no man is an island. So if you really want to face the future, to face the connection with, the broadness of the challenges you have to face, you have got to be together. So the trade-off between the quick wins of working alone and long-term accomplishments of cooperation should always be kept in our mind. Our Europe is experiencing far-reaching challenges and far-reaching changes. COVID, first crisis, and now recovery. The digital revolution, the transition to a circular and carbon neutral economy. And we want to go far in meeting these challenges. So we must go together. There is no better way. In the Adriatic and Ionian strategy, you have achieved a great deal, but you should reach for even more cooperation. I am very pleased about the inclusion of new members, North Macedonia in 2020, and today's initiative to bring in San Marino. But today's meeting is about going further, in fact. And I would like to challenge you to do this in 3 ways. First, in our revision of strategy or revised approach to strategy, the communication and action plan must take account of the new post-COVID reality. And the words of the minister prove that you are thinking and implementing it as well. This means leaving no region behind, no citizen behind in the digital revolution. As we are now having our conferences and meetings online, we should also strive hard to digitalize as many of the services as possible. The digital revolution has a long way to go, and it is essential that we do it leaving no region behind. A revision of strategy must also build on the European Green Deal. This is Europe's new growth strategy. We need more sustainable tourism, more nature protection, and more, in fact, green mobility in local development and in cross-border cooperation. Your joint project to build a cycling route along the coasts and beyond is a promising and interesting starting point. Second way I challenge you to go further is in the embedding process. For a macro-regional strategy to be successful, there must be functioning networks, not only of managing authorities, but also of managing authorities across the various European Union funded programs. It's the European Regional Development Fund, but also the European Maritime and Fisheries Fund, the pre-accession instrument, and of course, the Interreg programs. These networks are a key prerequisite for success. So I urge you to mobilize all relevant administrations and stakeholders. The harmonious development of the entire region will only happen if each partner's national and regional strategies are complementary. The new funding opportunities at the European Union level also present an occasion to strengthen and develop macro-regional measures, projects, and processes. Solid projects, seamless coordination, and efficient delivery are essential to breathe new dynamism into the region. The message that we are stronger together is central to the macro-regional cooperation and to Interreg. We are not just implementing policies and projects, we are creating a real sense of European unity and value added, of course. And this brings me to the third challenge, preparing the path for our partner countries to take the next steps towards European Union membership. This must, of course, be based on progress in all relevant fields, economic, social, political, and with a strong focus on the rule of law and on the quality of institutions. I hope that improving and reinforcing our working together at the various levels provided by this forum will contribute to the European integration of the whole macro region. In conclusion, let me again underline the importance of clarifying our goals. And once we know what we want to achieve, the importance of going together, avoiding mutually contradictory strategies, coordinating actions, increasing synergies. These are sine qua non conditions for successful achievement of common development goals. Working alone is no option. I want to encourage you to strive at far-reaching changes to the content and delivery of our previous macro-regional strategy. Changes which prepare the Adriatic and Ionian region for increased growth, making the best use of the green and digital revolution in a socially and cohesive way. Let us go far and let us go together. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Ferreira. And now a warm welcome to the Minister responsible for the development and EU cohesion policy. Mr. Zvone Černač will address us through a video message. Please.
Spoštovani udeleženci 6. foruma Jadransko-jonske makroregionalne strategije. V veliko veselje mi je, da vas danes lahko pozdravim v tako velikem številu. To dokazuje, da se vedno bolj zavedamo, da bomo le skupaj kos zahtevnim in kompleksnim izzivom na področjih modre rasti, povezljivosti v regiji, kvalitete okolja in trajnostnega turizma. Za nami je pomemben korak, ko so se definirale skupne prioritete. V tem času poteka proces umeščanja relevantnih vsebin v programske dokumente. Tudi v Sloveniji temu posvečamo pomembno pozornost, hkrati pa se zavedamo, da je to šele začetek. Čaka nas namreč še veliko dela, da bomo lahko te vsebine tudi koordinirano izvajali. Zato pa je potreben stalen in vztrajen dialog med državami in institucijami. A verjamem, da smo na dobri poti. Tudi ali predvsem z ekipo podporne točke za Jadransko-jonsko regijo, ki je hkrati tudi naš prvi skupni strateški projekt, ki ta proces uspešno podpira. Naj se torej celotni ekipi 9 partnerjev na tem mestu iskreno zahvalim za opravljeno delo. Kot vodilni partner bomo v službi Vlade za razvoj in evropsko kohezijsko politiko nadaljevali z aktivnostmi, ki smo jih prepoznali kot ključne. To pa so krepitev kompetenc in zaupanja ter dobre komunikacije, hkrati pa bomo spodbujali še naprej celotno partnerstvo, da se ustrezno odzove na naše skupne izzive in potrebe. Združili bomo znanja, in inovacije, ki jih imamo v regiji, in vključili mlade, da nam nastavijo ogledalo. Le tako bomo postavili temelje za prihodnost, v kateri ne bo nihče prezrt in bo vsakdo lahko uresničil svoja pričakovanja. To je moje vodilo in usmeritev sodelavcev ter naše države tako v času slovenskega predsedovanja kot dolgoročno. Na teh vrednotah je Slovenija pripravljena tudi v novem programskem obdobju voditi partnerstvo podporne točke za Jadransko-jonsko regijo, EUSAIR Facility Point. Spoštovani kolegi, žal mi je, da si ne moremo seči v roko, a vseeno upam, da vam bomo košček Slovenije lahko virtualno prenesli v vaše domove. Želim vam prijetno in pozorno spremljanje foruma in upam, da se kmalu ob obalah morja vidimo tudi v živo. Srečno!
Well, from Isola via Brussels to Ljubljana and now back to Isola. This is our first way of sailing went. But there are so many other shores and countries on the coast and off the coast that we would like to visit during the 2 days of the 6th Forum. I would like to remind you that in a few minutes, or should I say 5 prije 12, u 5 do podne, or virtually al ultimo minuto, accompanied by many ministers and high officials from the region, we will hear a hopefully very inspiring dialogue on the climate change between a Nobel Peace Prize co-winner, Dr. Luška Kajfež-Bogataj, and the EU Climate Pact Ambassador, a fellow journalist, Boštjan Videmšek.
Yes, the green sail was chosen to symbolize the Slovenian presidency as the closest one in the regatta of 4 equally important 4 colors. We will be talking about blue growth, post-pandemic red alerts in the field of sustainable tourism, and the power of yellow European stars to build connections on our sea and land.
I really like the rainbow you have just painted, dear Bernarda. It should remind us throughout the forum that only united in our diversity are we the true strength and beauty of our region. From Athens to Rome, from Koper Capodistria to Đerdap, from Dubrovnik to Kotor or Durrës, and from Sarajevo to Skopje, not forgetting San Marino. This is what really unites us. The common sea and its hinterland, the strength of the people, the beauty of nature, the challenges of the future.
And there is something more, the music. Live here on stage in Hotel Bernardin, from the Slovene coast straight to your shores, screens, headphones and loudspeakers. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Rudi, Bučar trio and Frčafele.
Bilo je gor, temne basse, sanno nici lamanto cambiale succiasse, andanje uasto bre španjoletu, poslal je unuka, da bi jih kepo. Ma kaj tu pomene, ga pupić vpraša, cigarete moj otrok, tako je puvaša. Nanka Google, beseda na najda, brez telefonina, sa pupić nas najda. Najgra sa več kart napadajo vaše, ano še manj sa šraja punaša. Lahko pensaš vse, kar ti paše, mi bomo zmerom kantale punaše. Bilo je gor, temne basse, sanno nici lamanto cambiale succiasse, vas ni več puvasse kur kompanija, ambot so ponabla sa oštarija. Ma kaj to pomene, ga pupić vpraša, Facebook moj otrok, tako je puvaša. Tanni sentimento, samo baseda, vsa je zastonj, ko v oči se ne gleda. Najgra sa več kart napadajo vaše, ano še manj se šraja ponaša. Lahko pensaš vse, kar ti paše, mi bomo zmerom kantale po naše. Bilo je gor, tenvane vase, je vnuk špjegu nuntje, kakšne so čase. Nuneč, danas imaš vse na internete, danas cel svet je v eni kašete. Naigra se več kart, napadajo vaše, ano še manj se šraja ponaša. Lahko pensaš vse, kar ti paše, mi bomo zmerom kantale po naše. Mi bomo zmerom pensale po naše. Črna dolga lasa jama, jen je masa suha. Pridaj lepe, pomeš moj, še to grejo leta. Vesele hmene, ki na konca smejo lepa. Spadi dušo mojo. Jezik ti jo dala vreo, kar sem za te znala. Kraj nam ti, kraj nam ti, pridaj lepe, pupeč moj, žvelto grejo leta. Tak zavala k mene, ki na bož za zmerom leta.
So that was Rudi Bučar, who is famous in Slovenia for his witty lyrics. And the real test of our common sea is how far he is understood. For example, when he first says to his Frčafele, en šla si ča, and so he went, but at the end he asks, Kara Nina, daj nazaj tornaj. Dear Nina, come on, come back. By the way, what is Frčafele in literal Slovenian? Well, it's a pretty girl buzzing around like a bee. So if you need a minute or two to yourself now, you can do a quick cha, but please tornajte soon, because otherwise the climate change duel will get really hot. Minister Logar will leave us now. He has a lot of appointments due to the fast approaching Slovenian presidency of the EU Council. So thank you very much, dear Minister, for coming, and take care.
Yes, and now, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, the view from the universe.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top!